And here at home, the number of positive coronavirus cases is spiking. Another 500 people tested positive in the past 36 hours. Hospitalizations and the positivity rate are also up. The Anne Arundel County School Board says elementary school students will return to the classroom starting next month. Students will have 2 days of in-person learning and 3 days of virtual. Desks will be spaced apart and masks are required. Parents will have the choice to send their children back to school or just stick with remote learning. And that meeting was the first of 3 scheduled for this week, focused on reopening plans. Tonight, the board is expected to focus on bringing school sports back. WJZ is live this morning. Amy Kawada explaining student athletes and their parents are calling on the board to let them play. Amy.
Yeah, well, Max, many students say it's so important to get back to a sense of normalcy, starting with sports, and they say they'll do whatever it takes to get back on the fields.
Outside the fire station in Severna Park, high schools put aside their rivalries.
What about Arundel? Let us play!
And teamed up, demanding the school board let students return to playing sports.
We've worked so hard for this, and for us not to go back, it's just really sad.
We want to practice as much as possible and then also play as soon as possible.
Tonight, the Anne Arundel County School Board is scheduled to discuss options for bringing back high school sports. Right now, across the state, some club sports have returned with restrictions, and former Governor Robert Ehrlich says it's time high school sports do the same.
Athletics is a hugely important part of the high school experience, of the American experience, quite frankly. These kids are being left behind.
Back in September, State Superintendent of Schools Dr. Karen Salmon announced high school sports could resume starting October 7th, with games allowed to begin just a few weeks later.
Even if you're not in the classroom, like, your sports help you so much focus in school, and it gives you something to work for.
There's risk no matter what they did or what they were going to do by just them stepping on the field for other injuries and other things that are out there.
Football player Kevin Massage says for students like him, it's more than just a game.
I really want a season. I need it for college, help out with money.
And at tonight's school board meeting starting at 5, the board is set to discuss 2 options for students returning to sports. They also plan to discuss other extracurricular activities such as band and academic clubs. Live this morning, I'm Amy Kawada for WJZ.
Amy, thank you. The Baltimore City Council passed 2 bills helping hospitality workers impacted by the pandemic. One requires businesses to rehire laid-off employees once they reopen. The other ensures staff will keep their jobs if hotel ownership changes hands. Mayor Young hasn't said if he plans to sign either bill.